Mavericks are having their way. They've scored 6 goals on the Huskies and lead 6-4.
Mavericks 6, Huskies 4. In our second intermission, we'll get you the period stats brought to you by Franklin Outdoor, and we're going to talk St. Cloud State women's soccer. They tied 1-1 with Southwest Minnesota State here today. They've got a game coming up tomorrow. It's a 1 o'clock game at Sioux Falls University. That was a 1-1 tie earlier today. Abby McDonald had the only goal, and basically the Huskies had to settle for a tie because Minnesota State, or Southwest Minnesota State and Marshall, they scored a late goal to tie it at 1, and then after a couple of overtimes it stayed 1-1. So we're going to talk to one of the Husky players, women's soccer, Kate Fearing, will join us here in the intermission report. 6-4 Mavericks here, second intermission. This is Huskies hockey from Learfield.
Let's take...
Welcome back to Huskies Hockey Intermission Report between the Huskies, Minnesota State Mankato Mavericks here on this Saturday evening. And we're going to take a break from hockey to talk a little women's soccer. The St. Cloud State Huskies women's soccer team having an outstanding season, 6-4-2, 5-2-2 in the NSIC Conference. And junior forward Kate Fearing is with us here during the intermission report. Kate, first of all, good evening. Give me an idea of how the season's been going. I know record-wise, you guys have had a lot of big wins, and it's been a good year for St. Cloud State women's soccer so far.
Right, yeah, we're having a really great season. We got off to a great start. We've just kind of been building from our 2 previous seasons. So from my freshman year to our sophomore year and now to this season, we've kind of done a good job of increasing our level of play consistently throughout the season. So we're pretty happy about where we stand in the conference right now. Obviously facing adversities as you do during every season, but yeah, we approach each game with the same mentality of, there's going to be unique challenges. So yeah, we're happy about where we are and where we're going. So,
this being your junior season, is this the most successful season that you've had in your 3 years here at St. Cloud State as far as what the team's done on the field?
I would say so. We've grown a lot since my freshman year. Last season was also a very successful season for us. But this season we're doing things, more creatively, offensively than we have in the past. We have a lot of strong freshmen. Overall, we're very strong and consistent and determined on the field. So I think compared to previous seasons, we're probably our strongest we've ever been.
Kate Fearing, junior forward from the Huskies women's soccer team, with us here. Huskies intermission report, Huskies men's hockey here tonight. Go back to the whole process of, even before the process of deciding where to play college soccer. Tell me a little bit about your hometown playing soccer. Where are you from originally, Kate?
I'm from Reedsburg, Wisconsin, which is in central Wisconsin, about an hour from Madison, just down the road from the Wisconsin Dells. So I grew up in a pretty small town, not very well known for soccer. I had to do a lot of traveling to different club teams in the Madison area. So my parents got the pleasure of, driving me all across the state of Wisconsin, and so it was a really great experience in that sense.
Yeah, what made you choose St. Cloud State?
We did a lot of research between my parents and I. We just got out and toured a lot of different schools. St. Cloud was the first school I actually toured among probably 10 or 12 different schools. And just right away, I loved the feeling of the campus, the environment, just everything about St. Cloud kind of, was positive for me. As a future student, as a future soccer player. So just the first impression really did it for me.
How do you feel your season is going individually? I know you have a goal and 1 assist so far this season. Tell me how you think you've improved from season to season, this now being your junior season, Kate.
I don't read too much into statistics and whatnot. I feel like I've consistently been able to contribute to the team, whether that just be an energy level on the field or energy level on the sidelines. I think I've grown in confidence quite a bit since when I was a freshman. When I was a freshman, I actually started out of position. I was an outside defender then, and I grew up playing soccer as a forward. So now, having returned to where I feel more natural on the field, I'm able to just be a consistent impact on the field and find success in various ways, whether it be just cheering my teammates on, helping contribute in good plays, goal scoring opportunities.
Kate Fearing, junior forward from the Huskies women's soccer team, intermission report. Kate, there's the student athlete. We've talked about the athlete part of it. Tell me a little bit about the student part of that and what you're studying, what you want to do after your college career.
I'm currently studying Spanish education. That'll be my major. I'm looking to add a minor in teaching English as a second language as well. My hope is to graduate and find a career teaching Spanish in a high school, but I'm kind of open to different opportunities, whether that be in a bilingual immersion school or something just along the lines of teaching and involving culture and things like along the lines of that.
Kate, thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on a great season so far. Good luck in your games here this weekend. Games this weekend for the Huskies, Southwest Minnesota State and the University of Sioux Falls, both on the road. We'll have more for you during our intermission report. You are listening to Huskies Hockey from Learfield.